Hello, everybody, and welcome. My name is Ashley, aka MiDNiTE, back again with IKON for another Minnesota RØKKR co-stream. Today, we are playing Atlanta FaZe for the first time all season. Guys, this season's been going on for almost 6 months, and we have only just now played Atlanta FaZe. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Maybe that'll be like, are we the only team they haven't played in a CDL icon? Is it maybe low key
I think so.
they haven't played against us, so they don't know?
They were scared.
Exactly. They kept making sure that we were, they kept making sure we were never in the same group, all that. No, I'm just kidding. But hey, it's going to be great to see Minnesota RØKKR play against Atlanta FaZe today because they are by far and away the #1 best, hottest team standings-wise. I would say power rankings-wise. FaZe is just ridiculous. They've had one lull this season, and it's when they lost in the grand finals to a super hot Toronto. So this is like the ultimate benchmark game icon. Like, this is where you find out, like, okay, we got Major Maniac back in the lineup. We've seen some incremental improvement every time we've seen these guys, and we did just win versus LA Thieves yesterday, secure a spot on the winners bracket for next weekend on LAN. But today is the ultimate test. So we're talking a little bit about, before about this match before we started the broadcast. Do you think Minnesota has what it takes? I mean, both of these teams are already in winners. So, what's your impression of the match coming up?
Yeah, I don't know. Every time I think about Atlanta, it just scares me to death. They're just so good at every position. I think, honestly, we've seen it done in the past. Like you mentioned, we saw that stage 2 grand final. But in order for that to happen, everybody had like the series and the tournament of their lives. That was when Bands absolutely caught fire. And the rest of his team, honestly, they had been playing well basically throughout stage 2. So when you couple that with Bands had the stage, the tournament of his life that we've seen so far, at that point in time when Insight came into the mix for Toronto, he was the single best main AR in the CDL. So he came out, had just a crazy honeymoon period. So if you're thinking about, well, can Atlanta be beaten? Yes, they've shown before that they are somewhat human. But what does it take? It takes everybody on your squad to basically have the match or the tournament of their lives. So going into this one, I think the matchup is pretty good, to be honest. I mean, if you're looking at like position by position, I think what Standy does on the map is very aBeZy-ish. I think he does a lot of the same sort of stuff by constantly putting pressure on the enemies and pushing the pace and stuff like that. I think we haven't seen it yet so far, but I think he's going to have to win a lot of those entry gun battles against aBeZy, and most people would agree that just from a true SMG standpoint, aBeZy's the best one in the world. I mean, nobody really does it better with the speed and the pace at which he does it at. So I'm really excited to see that matchup. And then, of course, you think like, okay, there's aBeZy, probably the best SMG slayer in the world. Okay, we got that out of the way, but then you got Sim behind him, who I think is probably the best overall player in the CDL. I think if I was starting a franchise, we've talked about this before, that's probably the player that I would take with the #1 overall pick. So Attach also has to have a big day, and you think, okay, you got those two out of the way. Let's go to Cellium, probably one of the top 2 or 3 flex. I think Dashy can slay with him if you're just talking about pure slaying power, but Cellium is super clutch, obviously has the slaying ability, and the part where Cellium does really good with the flex is that he's really good with an SMG too. Like if he picks it up in a round, he can easily go on a 2, 3, 4, 5 spree with an SMG. He's just, you don't really see that. A lot of times your flex is really good with an AR, and that's what they use the majority of the time, but Cellium's really good with an SMG. And then you get to Arcides, where Major Maniac versus Arcides, that's obviously also a really tough matchup, but I don't know. You look at this as a whole. You got to come out. Everybody has to play super well and counter what they're able to do on the map.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I mean, FaZe they're the best team in the world right now for a reason. But hey, man, it's Standy's birthday today. It's Eli's birthday,
Let's go.
everybody. If you guys haven't, go on Twitter, wish the kid a happy birthday. He turns 20 today. Man, I remember when I was 20, back, before the internet. I'm just kidding. I did grow up with the internet, but yeah, anyway. I'm excited for the guys. I think if you're looking for things to hopefully play into the hand of Minnesota RØKKR, it's that if they would have lost that LA Thieves match yesterday, which we were one search and destroy round away from doing that, right? So it was, I mean, yeah, you had two maps where each team, or yeah, one map each team blew each other out, two other really close maps, and then that round 11, map 5, it was a super insane series. Now that you've made winners bracket for next week, the worst you can do is place second seed in the group, I believe. If you beat FaZe here today, you get the first seed. Really, there's no pressure. If there was a loss yesterday and there was this intense pressure to try to make it into the winners bracket, then you might start to see, oh my gosh, like we're up against a wall right now. How do we get through this? But the pressure's off for this game. You just got to come out, play your heart out. If you get the first seed, sweet. If you don't, you're going to learn a lot from playing the best team in the league. And I think for FaZe, I mean, I've said it on and off here throughout the year, I'm bad at math, but we've got to think that due to like the standings, and as long as FaZe like kind of does all right, they've got the #1 seed for champs. They've got right now the #1 seed for LAN. What are they playing for? Do they care about this last group match? Do we catch them slipping a little bit? I don't know. Probably not, because they're FaZe and they're insanely good. But I don't know. If I'm just looking at the match from that POV, it could spell for an upset. But also, FaZe could just come in and just go nuts. So looking at the maps here, we've got Hardpoint Garrison is map 1. Map 2, Search and Destroy on Raid. Control Garrison is map 3. Fourth map, if we go that far, is Hardpoint on Raid. And then the final, map 5, is Search and Destroy on Express. I mean, I'll just quickly go through the vetoes, and then I'd love to hear like your take on not only the vetoes, but then the map records. So for the vetoes, for Hardpoint, RØKKR vetoed Moscow. We've been playing a lot of Moscow lately, and after yesterday, and the match against Seattle, it's no surprise to see that RØKKR vetoed Moscow. FaZe vetoed Apocalypse. Search and Destroy, RØKKR vetoed Moscow. FaZe vetoed Miami. Boo, we love Miami, come on. And then for Control, RØKKR vetoed Raid, which was kind of like an insane pick if you think about it, because that is RØKKR's best Control map, but it is also by far FaZe's best Control map, and they're nasty at it. And then FaZe vetoed Checkmate because we should get that map out of the rotation immediately. So what are your impressions, Icon, of the vetoes, the maps, looking at these records? I mean, it's hard to even compare the records because the FaZe is just the most dominant team. They have good records in every mode, but I'd love to hear your take.
Yeah, so I guess before you start looking at maps and records and stuff like that, Atlanta is 26-4 on the year. They've won 91 maps and they've lost 37. So if you're looking like, okay, what map should we play against them? Good luck, because there's not many that they're bad at. What I will say is when it comes to vetoes, I do think that we were able to take out their best hardpoint, their best S&D, and their best control. Like you mentioned, their best hardpoint, they're 9-1. Best S&D on Moscow, they're 8-0. Best control, which is Raid, they're 12-2. Now, I do think that's our best control. Also, I probably would have liked to have seen that because we're 10-5, they're 12-2. It's both of our best control map. Let's just see, like, are we really that good at raid control or not? Whereas if you look at Garrison, we're 5-3, even though we have been playing it pretty well as of late, but they're 11-3. So when you're looking at control maps, I mean, what are you going to do? They're basically good at everything. I would have liked to see, you know, how does our best compare against their best? Maybe we're taking the approach that we think we're pretty good on Garrison. Let's see if we're actually that good or if we're not that good on Garrison. And maybe that's something that we shouldn't count on so much. So it'll be interesting to see. But map 1, we're 4-6. They're 10-4. Got to come out hot some way, somehow. Hopefully we have good spawns.
Hey, we've been playing decent on Garrison Hardpoint recently. Let's see if we can keep the momentum up from yesterday. Chat, I'd love to see your predictions, your hype in the chat. Hey, by the way, leave a hype like on the stream. Make sure to hit the thumbs up. We got some people in here watching. Let's hit a thumbs up on the stream if you're logged in. Much appreciated. But we're going to go into the game 1 now. Icon and I will be back before the Search and Destroy to break it all down. We'll see you guys then. Let's go, RØKKR. Come on.
Yeah, well, I guess that's fair. I guess that's fair with the current shirt I have on. But all right, let's get into the series now. The battle between these two squads, and can anyone slow down FaZe? It's been a question throughout the course of this stage and this year. Excited to see if they're going to be able to do it. But you know, you mentioned you like the fact that you see a couple of garrisons here in the respawns for RØKKR.
Yeah, I mean, it's where they were able to win, you know, both of those yesterdays, and maybe in that control a throw by LA Thieves, but it is what it is. You take advantage of of teams' mistakes, but it's a comfort place for them. Right? There's a lot of places where Atlanta FaZe could have gone. I was just looking at their stats. They're 5-0 in Hardpoint. They have 1 map win on every single map. So they're playing everything like we know that they've done. They're just also winning on everything.
Well, they're going to win that fight to get right onto the point. And, you know, I saw a little back and forth between Zero and Arcades before this, just kind of talking about when it comes to control. We'll get into it later once we get to the map 3, but just what's more difficult between, like, I guess Zero's kind of going in on Garrison, how hard it is, especially if you get a 4-down situation. And Alec was kind of talking about the side of it for something like Checkmate. Well, we'll see between these 2 squads as we'll stay on Garrison for the map 3. How it'll break down, but fun little back and forth between them. But in this one, it's all FaZe early. They get the first point. They're working to get set up. They collect a good bit of time. But it's going to be RØKKR now inside of the hardpoint. 4-2 start for MiDNiTE, which you got to like to see out of him, considering the struggles in the last series.
Yeah, and then 3-1 for Priesta. And yeah, I mean, Atlanta FaZe, they were going on that big pinch around Brick side, but Minnesota RØKKR, they hold strong. One more push coming on in. Standy, he's able to find a kill. You can see the white arrows. They're going to focus now on that rotation, so a very good job by Minnesota. To rotate to number 2, they gave up some early time, as you said, on the first hill. But they don't get broken on that first push, and it feels like a lot of the times when things go wrong, it is that first push by Atlanta FaZe. Is Simp just locking down the middle of the map, locking down that rotation as RC's watching over him.
How many times have we seen from first to second? Like, I feel like a lot of times it's been Arcades that makes that play. Like, gets in behind enemy lines, gets the flip, makes that clutch moment. Like, I feel like you and I have casted that a dozen times this year. So, yeah, great job by RØKKR making sure that doesn't happen, and now enjoying a bit of a lead as we get rolling in this one. But they've been really, really good at that. One of the top teams in the game for sure.
Well, they're always just good at breaking, right? It's why their offenses are so good at search and destroy. I think they just like to know where people are going to be set up and try to win those gunfights. But RØKKR, I thought maybe the spawns were going to flip, but Abizi holds on. Selim, he spawns up before that player was able to get pushed up in the shed. So they needed a response, and you get it here. 20 seconds left, Minnesota RØKKR. Not able to contest too much time. We're going to have a lead change come in. A nice response from Atlanta FaZe, as they're now going to try and break up this P4.
Well, some quality shots through. RØKKR doing what they can to break it up, as you said. And they've got a tough test. They've got to be passionate. They've got to be fired up. It's Standy's birthday, for God's sake. I want to hear some noise. Let's go to an after listening with Minnesota RØKKR.
So weak. Back float. He's gonna be close on you.
Back float.
Top weak. I'm blocking.
You.
Yeah, you. Listen, I'm shifting right.
You weak.
Oh, you got me.
Vent corner weak.
Where'd he go?
Front L.
I'm coming help you, right?
Okay.
Yo, he's top fuel.
Go green.
I'm looking toes for a second. I don't see him toes.
You are right side mid.
I'll see him green.
No, Alex, yeah.
I'll be green.
You guys like right side mid.
Yeah, he's rails hopped up. He's going bridge steps.
Alright, I heard you.
I can help you.
What's up, floating?
He might tell me close right. I'm
Every chow.
Tell this guy with me again.
Let's go.
I'll see him floating. What's rails? Rails, that's nice. Floating, somewhere.
Low float, and you.
On the green.
You and
on the green hop. And one's green hop, long shot.
Okay, I'm rushing back.
Simp is under green.
I'm going deep back.
Alright, I'll play green here.
Yeah, play green.
He might try no.
One shot L. Yo, tools on me, Abizi. One shot, tools corner.
Dead. Nice,
I'm blocking back.
Tools. One green, one mid.
Nate tools, no shot.
Tools, RCD.
Top bridge, one shot.
I'm trying to get your tools.
Green.
Stay alive, green.
He's on contest one hill.
Still green. Two came out green.
I have green.
One's already on Sadie. One's on plat.
They can be no.
Dead.
Sadie. Nice, good shit.
I'm telling him.
Alec Hill.
I don't know where he's at.
I got naded.
Close left, weak.
The comm's solid, but they're in a bit of a hole. Down approximately 50 points. I think Tash was like 1-7 as we headed into that. 4-10 now, but you feel like you really need him to get rolling, because as good as Standy has been, and we can hype up the birthday boy all we want, they're going to need a full team effort today without question.
Yeah, 100%. And really, just since that second hill, they haven't been able to get much going. Finally, here towards the tail end of P5, they're able to pick up some extra time. It was a really good job by Atlanta FaZe going from P3 to P4 to pick up majority of it. That's where that 30-second lead comes in right now, as Minnesota RØKKR now trying to control the middle of the map, put Atlanta FaZe and pin them back. But you see the spawns. It looks like Priesta is ready for it, but Simp, he's going to win a big gunfight. This is going to allow his teammates to set that pinch up. But Priesta and MiDNiTE, we talked about them having to have a big day. Well, they're able to find 3 kills.
And they keep it rolling. The deficit being chewed away at now. A fantastic opening hold here from RØKKR. But controlling next, controlling top green after that gunfight win from a BZ will be the FaZe side of things. That's going to be 3 straight kills for FaZe. So a bit of pressure alleviated off of it. That'll allow them to fly forward towards the hardpoint and still maintain those spawns for next. The BZ on 4 in a row will fall, but he was popping off on that point.
Yeah, still a really good job by RØKKR, just sort of chipping away. But as you said, over to the second hill, it's going to be number 8. That's going to be a BZ, the first player over there. Stanley's going to find that multi-hill. This is what I wanted to see, right? Stanley is having one of those performances throughout this map. He is keeping them in the game. It's 11 points right now, but this is maybe where you need one of those breaks, and it's a one-on-one on the hill. Priest is able to take down a BZ. Standy actually spawns near Brick, so he's able to get Standy spawned by him. Simp's not going to be ready for this, and Standy and Priesta, with those 3 kills, able to get them on this hill, and now another lead change coming in.
Yeah, that is a huge moment for RØKKR. I mean, they've done it 2 ways, right? The first time, just a good job kind of maintaining this side of it. This time, a good breakthrough. But as soon as I'm saying it, it's FaZe's turn to burst on through. One of the best break teams in the game. And with about half the time remaining on the hard point, they will get back in. So another lead change back in control of FaZe. But I think you'll take that if you're RØKKR. Yes, you would love some more time. But the fact you can split it, I mean, that's solid. And you can set up for third.
Yeah, but this is where it could go wrong. 2 players are going to spawn out. Atlanta FaZe know they have to go. But they find 1 kill in the middle of the map, and they get some trade. So it's just going to be a BZ all the way back here. But he's got some map pressure. Celium's going to be flying on through. So it's going to be a very early push out of Atlanta FaZe just due to what they were able to do out of that second hill. Priesta, though, he's on fire right now as he's snapping on the 4 in a row. But a BZ, the first man rotated, still just trying to stay alive back Vans.
They can hold here. They can get a nice wide advantage in this game 1. I don't know. Hit down to 39. Just eating bullets through the van. Somehow picking up more kills now on 4 in a row. But the rest of his teammates drop around him. 1 will spawn with him. 2 will spawn with him. 1 will spawn out. A BZ is just running through the front, middle, and back lines of RØKKR. 5 in a row during that stretch. Just unbelievable stuff. 8 points separating these 2 teams.
I mean, it's just those plays like that a BZ, Simp, they're able to make. It makes it so difficult on their opponents, and, well, they break up sometimes. So Minnesota RØKKR, they get majority of that hill, but a BZ, he makes it messy. And now over to P4, Atlanta FaZe, they're already starting to get set up. You see in the top right, everybody is on a streak, or was before a BZ got taken down. So now just fighting for mid-map control. RØKKR trying to do what they can.
And I think you feel pretty good if you're in this spot, considering Attach has been double to triple negative throughout the course of this game. He's a vet, though, a world champion. Can he step it up in the closing moments of this game to maybe give RØKKR a map 1 advantage? But they've got hardpoint control again. Just don't allow another ludicrous play out of FaZe to get the opening. As they look to eclipse the 200-point mark, there's the double chow in from FaZe. But Priest is there to try and trade out as best he can.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Attach is struggling, but so is RC's, and that's going to happen when you're having a game this close. I mean, you got to give props, though, to Priesta and MiDNiTE just really stepping it up here in map 1. But not over quite yet. Atlanta FaZe, they're fighting on back. Only a 20-point match. Nice shots by Celium. Again, they're fighting for mid-map control. You kind of see the white arrows, seeing where a RØKKR spawning cell, getting all that information, and, well, everybody's turning. They're getting ready for this push.
I'm just wondering, depending on how this time is split, you know, we talked a lot about that first to second rotation, if like that's what it might end up coming down to. If we get that far, we'll see, but it is a tight one now, and who's on the kill feed for RØKKR? It is Priesta and MiDNiTE. Priesta is shooting missiles out of his gun right now. Speaking of it, Cell doing the same on the other side.
Yeah, that's just it. It's like as soon as you have a 2-piece out of Priesta, it's a 2-piece right back by Celium. Those 2 flex players really bringing it. Right around the same number of kills in this map 1 as Cell spawns right back up, able to find another one. And now this is where this is scary, because we might not even get to the second hill, as you said, because Atlanta FaZe, they have all this map position, and they're fighting to keep RØKKR pinned in the back to really finish this game on the first hill. So 15 seconds left. A BZ was trying to find some scrap time, but his teammates trying to control the power positions to set up for the first hill.
Speaking of the first, here we go into our 3rd set of rotations. 9 points between these 2 teams, with FaZe in the lead and FaZe inside of the hard point. Standy, that was unfortunate timing. Peeks it for a second, gets caught on the cross. Simp follows up with a second one. It's 5 in a row. Attached, though, that is a big one. make sure no potential streaks coming in for the FaZe side, but somebody's got to get into the hard point. They've got to get at the break, and they've got to get it now. Is FaZe now 10 points away from closing out a hotly contested map 1?
They've forcing RØKKR to go, and who is it? It's Priest, but I don't know, the last like half of this game, it's just been all Atlanta FaZe. Is you can see in the top left, that scoreboard's really start to change. You now have 3 players who are negative in the map, and that's just due to a player like Celium who's starting to pop off. 33 and 22, but Attach still alive, trying to contest Atlanta FaZe. I think they're going to try and go for it here, putting all their resources to find these 6 seconds. Can Attach stay alive? He's done it so far. There's one more player. They got it to P2.
Can't win it, can't win it, can't win it. I said, will it come down to this? It looks like it might. They were 2 seconds short of closing it out, and RØKKR are in second. Did FaZe get the break? 20 points needed for RØKKR. Sip gonna get the pick on the player on the backside. Priest not quite able to snap onto the second. It's a race back to the point. Attach will be there first as a BZ soars on in. Standy there with the help.
Attach is going so huge for Minnesota RØKKR, but here come a couple of kills, and here comes the last push for Atlanta FaZe.
Last push is enough. FaZe will get in the closing seconds. It's a 4-point game, 250-246. Oh, it's a fun hard point to kick off this best of 5.
It is just crucial moments from both of these teams. Attach doing such a good job at P1, but to me, it's really that 5th hill where Atlanta FaZe, they just put Minnesota RØKKR in such a tough map position. They're able to bounce on back. They found majority of that time, and it was tough for RØKKR to get out of this one, but it was a back and forth battle. You had some players who were really struggling early on, brought it back. Attachy really picked it up on the other side, though. It's Celium 36, not only that, 6,000 damage. And it just felt like every time he was in the feed, it was a multi-kill.
Dude, I thought I spoke that one into existence for a second. Like, I was like, Attach, can he go big as he starts to pick it up? Will it come down to that rotation? Like, it did. Attach was clutching up, but just not quite able to close it out. It's a break from FaZe that gets it done, and now a 7-game hardpoint win streak on the board. What a map it was. I hope that is a preview of what the rest of this
IKON, that was absolutely one of the most insane hardpoints we have seen in a freaking minute. We were ahead for a while. It was going great. You know, I was about to go just start Stone Cold Steve Austin in some beers. I was getting excited. And then, you know, FaZe clawed back into it. And then that last P2, so close. We lost by 4 points. I would love to know just your take on the hardpoint there.
Yeah, I mean, basically every rotation back and forth. It was a really even match. I was actually pretty surprised that it ended up going to that next P2 down towards the end. And all it took is just one tiny little opening. Somebody flanked through mid, which pulled Priesta off the point. He was able to get that kill in bricks, but when he had to turn to put his attention towards bricks, 2 came out over towards top green. Then they were able to kill, I think it was Attach that was inside the point over by Tank. They were able to get that kill and then kill Priesta. So it was just a timing thing. It seemed like, wait a second. It went to P2. We're like, wait, they got a chance. And then they got the first team wipe. We're like, okay, this can actually happen. And then it was just that one more. They just get one more team wipe there at the end. They're able to take a map 1. And overall, I mean, I don't think many people were expecting them to play that well in map 1. So you just gotta keep your confidence up and go into this SND and just kind of take the mindset that, okay, maybe we can slay with these guys and see what happens when you get to raid SND.
Yeah, I mean, it was just so insane. I mean, we were both so surprised when RCD's got the 2-piece on that last rotation of P1 there. I thought, oh, he won, but then they needed 2 freaking seconds, man. And so, you know, RØKKR, they get to P2, they're vibing. They actually stave off, I think it was 2 full waves of FaZe pushing at them. They were able to win those fights, but the third just proved to be too much for exactly the reasons you said. I mean, it's good, yes, to hang there with the best in the game on Hardpoint Garrison. That does feel good. But it's also, I mean, that was very winnable, man, right there at the end. So winnable, so close. Came down to those crazy, like, just those moments. And, you know, we talked about it yesterday, too, with the LA Thieves game. It feels like that was a match where, you know, all season long, really, there's been those super close instances of matches and maps ending. And, you know, some of them we win, but a majority of the time, like, we have a tough time, you know, icing up, clutching up, and getting those W's. And so yesterday was the instance of us just clutching up when we needed. And I don't know if this, I don't want to say this is anti-clutch factor, because they really did hold off 2 waves of FaZe right there at the end, which is impressive. But man, if they literally get 1 or 2 more kills there at the end, that's a map 1 win, and we're going into S&D raid. I mean, regardless, we're going to go in there. So we are 3-3 on Search and Destroy raid. Atlanta is 7-4. Search and Destroy's looked pretty up and down since Major Maniac's been back. It appears they have some good maps and some tough maps. But we haven't seen raid, I don't believe. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think, maybe one time we've seen raid with Major Maniac back. So I don't know. I'm excited to see how this goes. I think the boys will be able to regain a little bit. You know, that was very winnable. That might have even put some wind in their sails a little bit. Like, yo, we almost won that. Like, let's go. But I will say, you know, looking at the maps, you got Control Garrison is map 3. And just, you know, looking at the rest of these, I do view these next 2 as these are must-win maps coming up, so that you can put yourself in a decent spot to try to take it to map 5. So, Search and Destroy raid. What do you think? Like, is there a key to winning Search and Destroy, or even Search and Destroy raid, or Search and Destroy in general versus FaZe, do you think?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is all being able to counter what aBeZy does on the map. When you're talking about raid, it's getting in the middle of the map. aBeZy has like a 21% first blood percentage in S&D. So you've got to go mid, and you've got to meet him head on. You have to win those gun battles. If you shy away, that's where he can really hurt you.
Exactly. Well, let's see what the guys can do. I'm excited. You know, it was a tough map 1, but hey, baby, we're still in it. You guys will be back right after the search raid. We'll see you guys then.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, into the search we go. You know how good FaZe have been on this map, and you said in the game field keys to victory how quickly they were sort of finding around in the opening moments. Their first blood ability, the ability to take so much map control, has been really, really good this stage. Priest, good job staying alive. Yeah,
especially this map, right? Like, it's very tough to be reactive on raid. Like, you can be if you're going to play those retakes, but retakes can be difficult. As aBeZy, he's able to find Priest. The trades are already happening. Simp got taken down middle of the map. He was playing that lurk role. He had spotted Cell, now left in a 1v3. And the way he was shooting, do not count this man out. 1 versus 2. Here comes the trade. Nice job by Standy and Attach. As Standy has 3 kills in this round. He's going to hop on that defuse. But you saw it, right? The fact that Priest is even able to stay alive at basketball, he doesn't see aBeZy. He's just playing that shoulder. He backs on up, and, well, they get the first blood on the other side of the map. But it's those plays by aBeZy where if he catches one off guard, just by how quickly he is playing, that gives them that round advantage. The bomb is down, and in a 3v4, it can be so tough to retake. But this was Standy and him finding the first blood on the sim.
Yeah, I just felt like when we're casting this for FaZe, more often than not, when they do a hit towards B side, they're catching that lone player. Or if it's up mid-map and it's kind of that, mixy battle, they take the advantage. Like, they'll go 2 for 1. More often than not, they come away with the numbers. There, just good job. Priest stayed alive. A nice cut across mid-map by the rest of the players on the team, but it looks to be an aggressive defense as 2 players going to surge out mid courtyard for FaZe. We'll see where RØKKR go from here.
Yeah, looks like they're playing a little bit slow right now. Well, Atlanta FaZe, they're thinking this is going to be a B hit just with the information that they have, because they have Simp and aBeZy. We're watching the cross towards Ring now, and you're just seeing it. Like, sounds like, okay, I'm peeking low. I don't see anything towards B. All right, it maybe is A. Let's go check that. You guys have the cross to Ring. Like, these guys are constantly communicating, and that's forcing just rotations all around the map. But it's going to be an engagement towards the middle of the map. Is Priest and Major Maniac going to find some kills to give them the man advantage?
No, they played that really well. I mean, they get Simp weak. They force the help in from aBeZy, and you've got the numbers there to make sure you trade it well. Great job by RØKKR. Nice tags in from Major Maniac. They still have to work this bomb plant, and A is wide open, as you can see on the minimap. The plant will go down. It's going to be on Arcees and Celium now in a 2 versus 3 retake. And they catch him. I thought maybe when he mantled there, I assumed not intentional, he might get caught.
The big question is do they know Major Maniac's over here? Maybe with the bomb planted backside, they're not going to be looking for him. Varsity's easy to get spotted. Priest is shooting well, but again, Cell left in a 1v3. Just not a lot of time to work with. Does get taken down. And that's that water steps play that we've seen offenses really try to work. And Major Maniac does a really good job. You kind of lurk inside bedroom. You take your time. Not only are you watching the flank, but if you're going to have a 2-man setup or a 3-man setup towards middle, where is maybe the one position you're not always looking? It is water stairs because you're so focused on Zig. Those players middle are looking pillars. They're watching across the A. And water steps is that spot that it feels like offenses really find an opening on that defensive team.
Yeah, I feel like that's what we've been, gassing FaZe for a lot is their ability to take their time and isolate a player. RØKKR did that so well there. Just incredible stuff. Through mid-map. Now we'll get to the second chance for FaZe on offense. Last time a quick hit towards B. This time they peek it, they check it, they opt to wrap out. But as you can see, there are 2 players in Major Maniac and Attach playing ringside.
Attach is shouldering and playing for info. They have some trophies down, but not covering front. He's just going to back on down, and maybe with that ringside. Look what that tells Atlanta FaZe is that middle of the map is open. It's their weak spot, and they just push it, and they take down Priest the back bar. That's just how quick they are at reading the map. Boom, there's players there. Let's hit elsewhere.
Got beautifully done, and while pushing all the way through the flank, I believe it's going to be a BZ. He's probably going to find a free one. He does, but it comes down to a 2 versus 2 as there's battles all over the map. Both players starting to flood through water steps. 30 seconds to go to work this. Dash is just going to hop it. He's going to hop it, but as Arcees wins his 1, will anyone get there in time? He is on it. It is nearly done. He finishes it. RØKKR get the round win. Is Attach with the 0 hesitation stick.
Well, it's one reactionary move or just like this quick adjustment from Atlanta FaZe. It's the same thing from Attach. He goes down water stairs. You can kind of see this is a basketball sort of tiki setup with the way that they push the flank. He came middle of the map, and he sees the bomb is just kind of in a great position for him. And he's like, well, they're not going to see me. I'm just going to go for it, and the risk pays off. A 3-0 lead here for RØKKR.
Hell of a start from RØKKR. Looks like a similar setup for FaZe defensively. They send 2 up mid quickly. This time, though, they're just going to hit it. They're just going to soar. Last time, a bit more patient. Not this time around. Priesta running for his life. Boys, I need some help. As everyone is getting picked apart, Priesta finally hunted down Major Maniac, now in a 1 versus 4. Well, he's got bomb planted. They don't count him out yet. But well, look at the white arrows just flying. Well, now it's even harder. Okay, yeah, he just got ripped.
Yeah, no, I'm going to count him out. Yeah, I'm going to. Maybe if the bomb took 4 seconds to blow up. Yeah, no, that one it was a tough one. But, there's the adjustment from Atlanta FaZe. If you're going to play sort of a late hit water stairs, we're just going to go over the middle of the map and challenge you. So you're seeing those adjustments kind of live. They know that they're playing around water stairs and Major Maniac lurking. So, Tim gets good timing, yes, but it catches them off guard, and it's just how quick they are on this map.
Well, much needed round win there for FaZe. Keeps them in the fight, but still down 2 rounds. They've yet to find success on offense. Granted, they had a good opportunity to win the last round, but Attach just sticks it. Now, we've seen a couple of different hits with the fast hit towards B, a little back and forth last time as they look to find an opening. This time they send it out. 1 does drop from either team. Abizi gets out the ring, and now he's a little bit pinned for now. Well, there's the help to kind of get him out of that pin. Selim able to pick the player top laundry. The pressure now to Priesta. Set up deep.
Yeah, Stanley working in the middle of the map. I'm not sure if he got spotted there by Arcees. He might have. It looks like.
I think he did.
Yeah, it looks like Cell's kind of ready for it. So they're not playing around the bomb. They're playing around the player. Again, they're playing the 1 versus 2 back laundry. And knew Stanley was pushing through the middle of the map. And now Stanley, well, it's just like Cell was, right? Left in those 1v3s when you're that lone man on the rotation.
The birthday boy. Pull off a birthday miracle. And clutch up in the 1 versus 3. Looks like he might be heading off the map. Yeah,
He's an adrenaline junkie, dude. He's out of here.
That's a tough position to win from. Just going to get out of there. Back-to-back rounds now for FaZe.
And again, as soon as they see Standy, obviously it's a nice pick here to give them a man advantage by Celium. But as soon as they see Standy, there's an immediate sort of play that they want to take. It's, all right, let's see if that player is back laundry and double challenge them with the 1v2 and use our man advantage in the round.
Now can RØKKR kind of slow the bleeding as you feel it kind of slipping away from their grasp after a great start? A little friendly fire there onto aBeZy. He actually gets ripped down to 84 HP, but he's on 5 in a row. 7-2. Working his way towards some streaks, and they've been aggressive up middle time and time again. This time, just waterside soaring through.
Yeah, I think they were looking for MiDNiTE because he likes to play in those island positions around water stairs, so they were playing for him to go for that trade with Arcides, but they switch it up, so a nice adjustment by Minnesota RØKKR. They have the bomb down. It's a 4 versus 4. They're in a solid position. This is not easy for Atlanta FaZe, right? Because they're very split up, and you can kind of see them. How do they want to fight this? Looks like it's going to be a 2-2 split.
Oh, I love it. I mean, you have to rely on Arcides to maybe find an opening or put shots in so aBeZy can get forward, and he does. Simp picks up 2. aBeZy looking for the second. This would be for streaks. Can they set him up for it? They do.
The bomb's got to get there. Oh, just in one more second.
I didn't realize how close it was. I was so focused on the streaks, but they'll get the defuse. They'll tie it up 3-3 after 3 in a row, and you get a streak onto aBeZy. And yeah, that retake looked hard because you saw aBeZy when he first peeked driveway. Like, what is he supposed to do there? Like, he needs someone to find an opener, and just Arcides' presence and the shots in allows him to get across. We didn't see it from Simp's POV, but during that, obviously he picks up 2 as well. All the kills go to the Tiny Tears.
Yeah, I mean, that's really it. It's Simp, though, back laundry, finding 2 kills without a trade. You have to be in a position to trade those. You know, if there's another member alive there for RØKKR with 10 seconds left, they probably win that round because you would force Atlanta FaZe to have to hop on that defuse, and maybe there's an angle open. But now you have aBeZy on streaks, as you said, and, well, they're going right through the pillars. The nice trade by Standy, and he's alive, but for how long?
That might have worked out great. They get tactical hits on the Arcides, slows him down for a moment, but then Celium responds in kind with a double. Now MiDNiTE in a 1 versus 2, a bit more manageable than a lot of the clutch spots we've seen so far. So they're going to choose A. They'll start to get the bomb planted. MiDNiTE's got eyes on 1. He does not see Simp on the cross. That's a big kill, though. Into a 1 versus 1, but Simp. Of course it's Simp. With the push through apartment side, back through courtyard, there for the trade.
Well, I think Standy does an excellent job here getting 2 kills. But again, it's the multi-kill, right? The player on the trade. Who is it? It's Celium, who's able to take down Priestahh. He's ready for the next gunfight. Instead of playing out that 2v2, Priestahh risks it a little bit. And we've been seeing that a lot, right? When you have the man advantage, if a player goes down, it doesn't mean you immediately have to challenge. You don't have to fly out. You can play the 2 versus 2. But Priestahh, he goes for the gamble. That puts, MiDNiTE in a 1v2. He kind of leaves him out to dry. And, you know, I think that's just one of those things where you're always looking for the trade, but sometimes you just don't need to be.
Yeah, no, good call. Well, Celium had the play of the last round. He's also going to find the first blood here. aBeZy now with the ping. He's at 10-3. He's still got both streaks to use. FaZe have started to work this up waterside. aBeZy nearly going to get caught. Trophy going to keep him up there as the nade won't be able to finish it. Who's playing deep? It's going to be Arcides. Probably just spotted for some information. Staying up. Now the streak going to be coming in.
I mean, they're just going to try and see if he's on the bomb. It's not going to connect. Well, okay, that one will. Well, that leaves Standy by himself, but it's the first blood. You know, what Priest is kind of left in a position where he thinks he has to make a play, but he gets caught. And then the last 2 players, there's just an artillery on you. There's nothing you can really do about that.
Well, I think this is what's been impressive about FaZe, or like top search teams over the years. It's those, not, you know, mid-season or mid-stage adjustments. It's the mid-game adjustments. I mean, RØKKR was looking so good, they were up 3-0. Since then, Joe, it's been 5 straight for FaZe.
Yeah, I mean, it's just Atlanta FaZe on raid. Again, the only team at times who can kind of match this aggressiveness that we've seen has been Toronto Ultra.
RØKKR now would have to rip off 3 straight again. Nice first blood there from Standy. I'm getting planted by RCs, though. Remember, you still have that cruise to work with on a BZ. For a second, I thought I said that he was the guy first blooded, but no, that was Sim. Uh-oh. Well, your legs.
Keep him
oh,
alive.
my God.
He's in the missile as well. He's in it. What can he find? He's going to hit marker onto Standy. He's going to buy his team some time. He actually gets Priest inside a kitchen, so he's able to just get it in there right through that top window. Now there's 20 seconds left, so they have to go. Major Maniac's able to find RCs, but there's still 2 players left, and they have to win the defuse, and Celium, he wins that gunfight.
Yeah, BZ and Celium back-to-back. Top bedroom, not something anyone wants to deal with, and they get it done. Celium with the final 2 kills. 6 straight rounds for FaZe. Close out the search and destroy. Man, it looks so good for RØKKR early, but the adjustments by FaZe and, well, some of the playmaking ability really shines through.
Yeah, I mean, that's really it. It's just like when they're in a tough position, they can get out of those. And I thought Minnesota RØKKR did a really good job just early on. Even in that round, they found Sim play on the island. They gave themselves a man advantage, but you have the missile that aBeZy was able to learn. And, well, aBeZy and Cell, both in double digits, 12 kills from aBeZy, 11 from Celium. On the other side, Attach, not the best game from him and Standy. And I think I believe when I was looking at the stats for Cell in stage 4, I think he had like a 1.85 in search and destroy throughout this stage. So that just got even better.
Yeah, no, that was impressive, and doing a lot of the stuff that we kind of praised him for in the map 1. Just when a couple players go down, he was there for the trade and did it efficiently. Puts the numbers back in the favor of FaZe. Just truly incredible stuff. But don't forget, you can text Timo Frenzy to 313131 for a chance to win a mobile loadout. All sorts of goodies being given away over the course of this match. So make sure you're getting involved if you haven't already. But now time to check out our U.S. Army tactical play. One of the big moments from that Game 2 search and destroy is FaZe. They come out on top. Let's take a look at another round.
Yeah, and this is just that retake, right? That 2-on-2. And we don't catch Sim's point of view, but, you can see that a lot of the players have to shift towards the front of Laundry. RCs is there putting some bullets in. Maybe he helps out Simp, and then the last 2 players, they just kind of have to scramble. It is close, though. Like I said, if there's one more second or one more player up for Minnesota where they could buy that time, maybe they win that round. But it's the early kills from Simp to open that up, and then aBeZy, this is where he gets those streaks.
Yeah, I think that's got to be the round that really just hurts RØKKR, right? Like, it not only is it 3 in a row, it's streaks for aBeZy. You allow Simp to get a
IKON, it was looking so good until it wasn't. We were up 3-0 on raid search right there, feeling pretty good, just kind of retaking at will, planting, defending, got stuck a ninja defuse in there, which was pretty cool. And then, I don't know, man, Atlanta FaZe just flipped a switch. They just started playing super aggressive, super confident, winning all their gunfights. aBeZy went off, Celium they all went off. That'll burn you up, man. Losing 6 in a row when you're up 3, that's a tough feel, man. What'd you kind of notice from FaZe's gameplay that kind of just what flipped the switch for them?
Yeah, I think the first 3 rounds were super methodical. I think it was very typical of how you see raid S&D being played. And then after they went down 3-0, they just said, screw it, we have to turn up the aggression. And you saw multiple rounds in a row. The first one on defense, you saw Simp run right through the middle of the map, get to zigzag, and kill Standy and bottom art. So instantly they just turned it up. And then a later defense, they did the same thing. They actually sent 3 immediately through kitchen. There was nobody there to counter them in the middle of the map, and aBeZy actually got to mid stairs and got to bottom apartments and was able to hit the flank from behind. They just had enough. They said, we're going to turn up the aggression, and if we get countered, fine, but we're going to go down swinging. And as you have it, aBeZy went 11-3, and Celium popped off. So that's the thing. Like RC's, we were talking about, RC's had 6 engagements the entire map. But when you allow aBeZy to do stuff like that, and you don't just say, okay, where he's going to be, you have to fight fire with fire. And if you don't, it's going to put you in not such advantageous positions, and it just didn't go our way after they got hot.
Yeah, it was pretty insane to watch. RØKKR goes up 3, then aBeZy just says, F it, I'm pushing up mid. Priest is pre-firing him from Zig. aBeZy somehow just eats like 70 damage and runs through mid, gets to open stairs and full flanks with a partner. They actually full flanked the whole map, and then we ended up losing I think, a very winnable for RØKKR round. And just, yeah, it's exceptional play from FaZe. What can you really say when you see stuff happen like that, man? It's honestly like cool to watch because they're so uniquely good. Like, they don't play like a lot of other teams where they play like super scared, play for picks. They kind of pick when works for them to do that, and then just they have a fierce aggression there, and it's insane to watch. But I don't know, man, if you're looking at RØKKR now, you're looking at this, you're down 0-2. You did keep it for sure competitive in the first one, dang near stole it, right? But then you lose, 6-3 in map 2. Coming up next, we've got control on garrison. Whoa, look at the KD ranks from Standy, man. The birthday boy's got the best KD on the team. He's been just doing crazy plays, pulling his weight. It's been pretty insane. But yeah, I mean, going into the control on garrison, I mean, to be fair, this is our second best control map. It looks like it might be Atlanta's second best control map. They are 11-3. We are 5-3, so they have a ton more. I mean, they probably have just more experience in general on a lot of the maps because they just go so dang far in those tournaments. But this is, I mean, you got to have a huge swing game here because then you've got to try to get yourself to Hardpoint on raid. Hardpoint on raid is going to be super tough. I feel like, personally for me, I predicted RØKKR 3-2. I'm always a homer picker, okay? But yeah, man, it's looking tough. I don't know. I'm not saying they couldn't win Hardpoint on raid, but they need to get it there first and then try to tackle it because, yeah, it's been an interesting series so far. So I guess let's go with this. Control on garrison. Who do you think is going to get the first blood? Don't say aBeZy. Come on. Don't say it.
aBeZy.
I'm going to say Standy. Standy versus aBeZy mid-map. So one of those guys is going to get first blood. Hopefully it's Standy. Chat, let us know who you think is going to get first blood on this map. We will be back after the control on garrison. Hey, get our brooms out, boys. Let's try to reverse sweep this thing. Let's get first seed. Figure it out. Let's go. I'm hype. Okay. Producer, please cut off me before I get too hype. Let's go.
And we've seen, I mean, a lot of maps, just in general for control, how important this opening rip can be. Can RØKKR pin him early? Or we early control from FaZe?
aBeZy had a nice opener there on a Major Maniac. As the trades are coming in, and while Standy's able to save him, because Simp was going right for that trade. Yeah, they're trying to push it as Priest. He's running that third 74U for right now. Keep an eye on him. Some players like to do it defensively, just they can get up in the face, really put the pressure on him if you have to be there for that trade. But Minnesota RØKKR, a nice break here.
We'll start to try and push up. I mean, FaZe and who were we highlighted the other day? Like some teams that get pinned early out of spawn, like they're just so much better at getting out of that trap. As I start to talk about it, though, aBeZy suddenly the last man up. How crucial are those 2 kills?
Yeah, I mean that's it. That's just what you're talking about. I think we were just talking about FaZe. That was the team that we talked about on this map. It's just like they rarely get pinned in those positions because someone is always finding a kill or two to stop them defensively. But there is a quick trade for Major Maniac. Only 15 seconds left. Atlanta FaZe, they have to go, and this is a nice defense set up by Minnesota RØKKR to deal with this push. Major Maniac almost lines those 2 players up, but with this time, no objective done. That's going to do it. Minnesota RØKKR, you take that all day.
Incredible stuff from RØKKR. Yeah, that shift real quickly. Once aBeZy got those 2 kills, I thought they were going to get out of it, but an excellent response from RØKKR as Priesta wins that one with 2 health. But just a solid defensive hold, never really allowing any kind of big opening onto the objective at all. Phenomenal stuff.
Well, and that's with that break, because I think if, aBeZy finds that kill on a Major, then maybe Simp is able to move up the middle of the map and able to spot Standy inside of Vent. That gets a lot different. But Major stays alive, that forces, a Simp to have to go for that kill. Standy's looking over him. And then Priest to top green. That's where they really dominated map control. Again, just Staying alive at times to be so important. We've seen that in this title all year long.
Without question, but it is a good start from RØKKR. Same could be said for really maps 1 and 2. Can they rally behind it? So far, so good. Priesta 5-2 start and right onto the point. And they're a couple seconds from doing what FaZe weren't able to do. Get some sort of progress onto the objective. And there it is. First bit of progress done at B. Fantastic stuff. Priesta, though, can't win the gunfight onto a BZ to keep that rally going, but Major Maniac still alive and well near the objective.
Yeah, I thought he was winning that one. I'm not sure how BZ pulled that one out of the bag.
Yeah.
But, it's just a BZ. Able to win it. Now going for another multi-kill, but he's just going to back on down. The pressure is still here. Minnesota RØKKR, they haven't gotten trapped quite yet. And as you said, already got to take a progress, so they're winning in that category. Danny now starting to get aggressive through the vent.
Yeah, I think those just, based on wanting to have defense, like those perfect holds in any single round, right, where you don't allow any objective progress can be the difference really over the course of the entire map. But with those 2 kills, RØKKR right back onto it. 46 seconds left to go. We'll see if they can finish this. And FaZe typically good about backing up and focusing on the second point when they need to, but you can see based on the push, they feel they still got a shot to clear them off this and maybe milk a little bit more time, and there come the final 2 kills. They'll clear them off it.
Yeah, they get those 2 kills green side. That means we're pinching those players on B. You see Cell, it looks like he did pull out a third 74U to match Priesta and the pressure he's putting on the map. And there's 2 of the flex players, they're about it. They will take those SMGs all day long. But Minnesota RØKKR fight right back on through. They're capturing this B point. They're very close to being done with it. They have 2 ticks. They're about halfway done with the third.
And this will be the call to just get set up. You can see FaZe will look to lock down A. Minute 20 to go for RØKKR now in the lives department, basically even. Nothing really standing out from a streaks perspective. But for the ARs of FaZe, I know Cell is swapped over. They have struggled early. RC's 3-8, 4-10 from Celium.
Yeah, one of the more, weaker performances we've seen out of them. They even had that in map 1, but you have to give props to RØKKR. And really, Priesta and Major Maniac, what they've been able to do with Priesta doing it again, 11-5. He's on 4 in a row, make it 5 in a row. That's a freebie. Just trying to stay alive, but on the point, it was a BZ who found 2 kills, and, well, it's his Tiny Terror duo who finds the third. They had a chance there, but they find all 4 kills, and now a BZ is on that spree.
Yeah, and that's the thing. When one person's struggling for a squad, who can pick up the slack? Well, we mentioned the 2 struggling. ABC's at 14-5, and a chance for more streaks, and that is a ludicrous gunfight win. Just beautiful shots to pick him off. It doesn't get much cleaner than that.
No, it does not. It doesn't get any cleaner. He's looking now for that 7 kill.
Headies, bro. Like,
they're going to try and set him up for a free one. Latach is just so weak, and RØKKR have to have a good idea that a BZ's probably on a streak, right? He's been the last guy holding. He's just putting bullets into everyone. He might not be able to find this last kill.
I feel like you just really love to set him up for it here if you could, versus trying to get in the opening on offense, because he's the guy you want.
I'm gonna just get my own streaks.
Yeah, right. But when you're thinking about the offensive push, I mean, a BZ more than likely going to be the player in the most risky position off the opener. And how does it change when you're 1 kill away from streaks?
Well, yeah, I mean, someone else is going to have to go first. I mean, that's just really it. I mean, maybe he takes his one-on-one because he's a BZ and he doesn't really care.
True.
But in a tight control map like this, you might have to switch things up, have Cell or Simp go first for him. But I think the key thing for me is where are they going to try and find a one-on-one, right? Or where are they going to try and find this first fight early? Is it going to be top green, maybe?
Let's see if they change anything, or BZ is just a BZ.
I mean, if you're going to trade 1 kill, it might be the one guy at A, right? And that's what they're going to do. Now, there it is.
There you go. Perfectly done. They'll surge forward onto A. They'll get the streaks as well. But the gamble towards A pays off. Not going to be a second streak as the battle into top green to retake control goes the way of RØKKR. So beautiful stuff there. You get, what, 1 bit of progress, you get the streaks, you're about even in the lives, and you still have Simp here lurking, at least for a moment. He takes down 2 before he drops, but now an opening on the other side of the map, and they keep sending bodies at this, just trying to keep them honest on the A side.
Yeah, you just have a player top green that always tells the defense we have to have 1 or 2 at A. They could go out. And how many times have we seen plays being made around that 8 point towards that back radar? Just time and time again. As Self, nice shots there. No progress being made at B as they take map control.
Looking to finish this zone. Obviously a much better offense than we saw the first time around. So what, you got the artillery on a BZ. You get one on Simp as well. We were so focused on the opening on one Tiny Tear, I didn't realize he got it as well. That streak will be called in and not really anything to show for it. And, you know, we've seen moments where, I mean, I think it was FaZe. They had like the 3 streaks to try and close it out on an offense on Garrison and couldn't quite do it. Even with streaks, it can be difficult on this 8 point.
Yeah, you're just trying to get them off of A, right? They're going to back up into bricks. You're probably not going to get any kills, but does it open the zone? And then from there, can you find the kills? That's when they didn't execute. It's this moment right here.
Okay, well, that's different.
But, well, it connects with 2. And Priest, though, is on the flank. That's going to be 4 dead.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to connect with 2 players.
Yeah, that's a much different conversation because a lot of times those come up empty, right? You get back into bricks, it doesn't connect. Well, I think Simp got a kill right as it got called in, and then that took out 2 players. So suddenly Priest is by himself. And you find a lot more success this time on offense. Granted, you do use both streaks, so maybe the one positive for RØKKR.
Yeah, but the one positive is, I mean, they were on a defense there. But that's just that early round control at A because they got what a 2 ticks of progress done. So I think that kind of forced them to come out of bricks quick, right? Because if it's the entire objective that they have to work, you can be a lot more patient with that streak. Even if it connects with 1, you could probably wait for your teammate to spawn on up and make it a 4-man push. But the early control out of Atlanta FaZe meant, hey, all right, we kind of can't let 3 players stack this. We got to go.
Yeah, true. Because I think the time I'm talking about where they had like 3, there wasn't any progress, right? So yeah, it gives you a little more wiggle room on the defensive side. Whereas you're kind of full sending as soon as that streak is going through. Well, FaZe looking to battle back top green, and Simp doing it himself as he takes down 2. You do get to the second point of progress at B. Is Priesta, great stuff. 2, make it 3. Nice. Priesta finessing all over the place. Teammates getting some shots in to give him some help. Looking for another one, but you see the tactical hit. He's got to back down for a moment. 20 and 12 thus far out of Priesta. Having himself a map and looking to capture this B zone. Push us to around 5 if they can close this out.
I mean, he's on 4 in a row. You would love some streaks too. I mean, Simp was on another one, so that multi-kill was huge. But they're going for the control. He's going for the trade. There's 5 in a row. The problem is, though, he's kind of that forward player. Even in this spot, he's just trying to get a couple of one-on-ones, but they're not going to give it to him. It's a double chow out of a BZ and Celium. Nice job. But in Minnesota, because of that strong defensive round that they had, if they win this, you would think they would have defense for round 5. So Atlanta FaZe, they're trying to hold on.
Yeah, it's kind of what I was saying earlier, like that one perfect hold a lot of times is the difference. But they got to get it to around 5 for that to matter. They have so much time to work with, a narrow life advantage. So far, though, not much opening after that first break, but could be big. You got that first bit of progress. You get that 3 or 4 down. It becomes desperation time quickly for FaZe on a retake.
Yeah, RØKKR a little staggered, though, right now. Just want to slow it down. This is what I want to see. From in map control, but it's kind of just taking one-on-ones, not with each other. Just keep it together, make a team push in what you want to do. Here we go, all 4 getting together right now. Looks like the push is going to be towards the middle of the map, but RCC's got the angle. They're worried, though, about a flank through top green. When does that come through?
To get the kill onto RC's, that's going to be 2 down. RC's working his way back off spawn. That's going to be everybody down. And this is what I was talking about. Like, you got that 1 bit of progress. It's going to put that much more pressure. Look how fast it is flying. It's almost there. No one's going to get there in time. That is a quick stack and cap from RØKKR. Perfect 4 down. Beautifully played, isolating RC's in the back. And they take advantage from there.
Well, and before that, it was just staggered. It was just 1 man was going down. There was no trades. And you can see that whoever it was said, hey, let's slow things down. Let's meet up in the middle of the map. Let's make a 4-man team push. And guess what? It pays off. Beautiful finesse by Standy inside of bricks to stay alive. The trades go on. And I think Priesta picked up that pinch from top green. and then they're able to just isolate that one player at A. So they get it to that round 5, and they have defense.
The struggles for RCs in this matchup continue. He's 8 and 16 currently in the first person, the kind of the first domino to drop when they were flying through, but now he's in on the kill feed. Simp is able to take down 2 as well. A fast opener at mid-map. Everybody falls on RØKKR, and they're trying to hit A and hit A quickly. We'll see how fast they can stack this, what kind of progress they can get, because RØKKR coming in for the retake.
Yeah, trophies down, nades are not connecting. aBeZy and Simp are ready for this. The 2-man setup, what just happened? They collapsed, somebody missed, and that's 4 dead.
Okay, well, I thought surely there's a trade there, but somehow Attach gets 2. What a retake to make sure that point is not finished, and then Priesta on the other side of the map able to push forward. Now, do they put FaZe in the blender? What an answer and response out of RØKKR. That's a triple from Simp, though.
Well, like you said, it was such a clean 4 dead that, I mean, now the clock is Atlanta FaZe's biggest opponent right now. There's still one lurking, but who is it? Oh my, he was weak.
He got some help. Yeah, I think he got some help in shots in the back of the cross.
Just a ridiculous headshot, and Attach is
100%.
finally piecing, and that's 3 dead, and they're back into this trap.
They only have 20 seconds to go, too. RØKKR can close this out with a map win, send us to a map 4. It's been tight so far. Can RØKKR get that much-needed map win? 10 seconds to go. They got to win some fights. That'll be 2 that are going to drop. They might be able to get onto the point, but the ARs and MiDNiTE and Priesta put it to a halt for now. RCity's still up. Clock is paused for a moment. Onto it they go, but Attach is there, and RØKKR, they hold on defense. They get the defense due to that stellar opening first round. What a map win it was. But man, just that answer early. I don't know how they did it so clean, but that retake back onto B, a thing of beauty.
I mean, that's just Simp and aBeZy. I think they both stopped shooting. That's what that is to me.
Sure.
They both stopped shooting at Attach. I don't know if they thought like, okay, I think they both thought the same thing of, we are just gonna, he's gonna pick that up. I'm gonna pick that up. But taking a look at the stats, again, a close one. But look at the difference for Atlanta FaZe. I mean, Simp and aBeZy 5,000, but RC's and Cellium right around 2,500. On the other side, it is a much more balanced effort. As almost you have 3 players over 4,000. Minnesota RØKKR, they're keeping this one alive, and well, they're 4 games in a row.
Our 4th control win in a row. You love to see that. Oh,
Let's
are we
go.
a hardpoint team? Are we a search team? We're a control team, baby. That was insane. We started with, a really nice lead, won the first round, had the objective in our favor, even when FaZe tied the game 1-1, and then just, it got so crazy from there. IKON, I'd love to hear, how did we win that? That was insane.
Yeah, it was the 2-piece from Attach. I couldn't believe it. First of all, it's a 3v4 over on the top side of the map because you have to keep somebody down towards B so that way they don't rattle off both points one after another. So it was a 3v4 trying to retake that A position, and you saw Simp and aBeZy both. One was kneeling in the corner by those front boxes, and Simp was laying right behind him, and Attach slid in, was able to instantly kill aBeZy and then just chain that into a kill from Simp. And once you get that, all 4 players went down, and then that's where you saw Attach push forward, and Attach and MiDNiTE and Priesta was like positive 6 or 7 in this map overall. It was a phenomenal last defensive round there, and it started with that retake over towards A. And now we go into Hardpoint raid. But last thing that I'll say is I think that's a really good pick. If it seems like for the last 2 months, we've been saying over and over again that, okay, raid control is our bread and butter. And now we're starting to see garrison control with how well Attach and Standy are playing in the middle of the map, being able to apply that pressure. And even on offense, get those retakes through bricks over towards the top side of the map. It seems like, as you get closer and closer to champs, you want to make sure that you're continuing to expand your map pool. And it seems like now, okay, if you want to go through and you want to veto raid control, we'll just play garrison and we're just as comfortable and confident on it.
Yeah, it definitely feels good to have 2 really, really strong control maps with garrison and raid. Whew, it wasn't looking good, but yeah, it was awesome to see Attach, ice up there in the map 3. He didn't have the best first map, and even the search. And I mean, I said it, but if 1 or 2 kills goes differently on the map 1, we could have won that. We lost by 4 points on the hard point, and we almost, I mean, had no business even coming back the way we did almost. And if one little thing went different, we could be up 2-1 right now. But anyway, that's just, you know, that's a dream. All right, we are down 1-2, and now we're going into hard point on raid. Atlanta is 12-2. And we, Minnesota RØKKR, are 4-5. But we did almost win the hardpoint, garrison. I would be, you know, kind of curious which pick was whose. I believe the garrison pick was the RØKKR pick. So now we're likely going into the bad side of hardpoint raid versus a 12-2 team on the map. But hey, I mean, what have we said? Like, yeah, we lost the search and destroy 6-3, but we did start up 3 rounds. At every single map that we've played so far, Minnesota's had a lead and it was looking good. So if we could just, you know, let's do that again. Let's keep it up. Let's keep the momentum and see if we can get it to a search and destroy express. Just try to get us to that map 5, baby. IKON, I know you would never say on the co-stream that you would want the other team to win because of your prediction, but if FaZe do win this map right here, your 3-1 prediction comes true for Atlanta FaZe. I'm a homer. I'm always going to pick RØKKR. I think RØKKR could win 3-2. So let's hope my prediction comes true. No offense. I'm hoping,
I'm with it. Let's go.
I'm hoping we could do it at the very least. You know what I want? You know, if we don't win, it's okay. We already got winners for next weekend on LAN, but it would be so huge, man. Think of the momentum. Beating FaZe, going into the LAN next weekend. Knock on wood, I'm probably jinxing it right now, but that would be so cool. But even if it's not, you know, I've really enjoyed watching how close these games are. You know, I said, you know, on the podcast earlier this week and even at the start of the broadcast is like, this is a benchmark game for RØKKR. Like, this is where you see, like, are we getting blown out? Is it close? And so far, it's been really close. So, IKON, predictions for the hard point on raid. What are you thinking? What does Minnesota need to do to try to pull this one out?
Yeah, so biggest thing that Atlanta does really well on hardpoint raid that a lot of other teams don't do is they chain P2 and P3 together. And essentially, if they start on good side, then you've already got spawns, those back jungle spawns for P2. But you have to watch in that like 5 to 10 second range left in the P2 hardpoint. If they start leaking out towards mid, they throw a simp and a BZ towards the middle of the map, that P5 area into zigzag. Every time they get a kill in that area of the map, as that P2 timer is ticking down, that's going to take anybody that they kill and spawn them in that back jungle spawn. So they leak out, they're able to get those kills in the middle of the map, and then now that gives them numbers as they try to push towards P3. They do it all the time. So look for them as P2 is coming to a close. You got to get those kills on Simp and Abizi so that they don't spawn you out for P3.
I hope that's in the plans, and I hope we can execute, man. There's a chance, all right? We looked okay on the map 1 hardpoint. Let's see how we look here. Chat, get hype with us. We're going to see you guys after this hardpoint on raid. Let's freaking go. Come on. See you soon.
Little something there. Like, you let them go. Both those players, you pick up varsities. I'm sure you feel you have something to prove.
Yeah, they also know, though, like, there's that respect for them. Like, I mean... There's a reason Priesthood was on this team last year in Major MiDNiTE. They know how skilled and talented these guys are. But you're right. Anytime you're playing your old team, there's a little extra love in it, a little extra intensity. No doubt about it.
Yeah, there just has to be. Even if you say there isn't, there is. But it'll be FaZe in the hard point early as Simp is able to push out back laundry side, at least pick up 1. That's going to be the call for Standy to sort of back up and wait for the spawners to come in for some help, and they do. Leaking up through kitchen, though, and trying to get shots in is Arcides. It's a nice nade to funnel him forward, but he funnels right forward and wins the gunfight. So, Major, terrific job there as they look to get the final 10 seconds and also regain control. But look at the FaZe hit. All up courtyard, all flying to that front door kitchen, looking to get set up.
Yeah, I mean, now, if you're here, right, what are Attach and Standy going to do? Are they going to wait for the pinch to the middle of the map? That's what they're going to do. Major MiDNiTE, though, is going to get traded. Now it's going to be 3 towards the back. You have Atlanta FaZe in kitchen, but not with the close spawn. So quick reinforcements out of Minnesota RØKKR. Here comes the engagements. It's nades, it's team kills, but Atlanta FaZe on top. And there you see the spawns. Gonna go the way of Atlanta FaZe. A nice job fighting from inside that hill.
Yeah, no, it's just usually a bit chaotic in that tiny kitchen area. You had like 7 players it felt like fighting at one point, but they get the time. Now look at the race on the other side of it. Trying to get there is RC's nice read and pickup and gunfight win for Major MiDNiTE, though, to kind of solidify their response on the other side of the map. And with what the scoreline's going to look like after these final 15 seconds, it's going to be around 70-17. You really need a response here, I feel like, if you're RØKKR. You need one.
They're not going to get one, though. 3 players going to spawn out. They're fighting through the middle of the map. There's just 1 player left in attach. And, well, he's going to get hunted down, and there is the trade. He's not going to buy his team much time. It was a tough task to do, but that's a great job by Atlanta FaZe. They knew that RØKKR were going for that rotation with about 15 seconds left, so they hunted through the middle of the map, but RØKKR, they are responding. That's 3 kills in a row, and, well, there's the response maybe you were looking for.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to happen quite like that, but what a fantastic job from RØKKR to battle back in after what I'm sure was a frustrating sequence of events. Now, we heard the comms from RØKKR in the map 1. FaZe are looking to close this out with a map 4 victory and continue that hardpoint winning streak. Let's go to an Astro listen-in with Atlanta FaZe.
I think it's Mike. I'm not sure.
Mike. He's flashing. Go around.
I go. Yeah, I'm
trying to get kitchen.
Corner weak. One shot.
Yeah, let's double kitchen. He's one front.
He's not front.
We could have pushed out the back right there.
Yeah,
they did. I'm watching Heady. It's on the Heady. Heady weak. He went to the back there.
I'm trying to
lay down. In the back jungle. I spawned kitchen.
I'm trying to be.
Keep blocking there. Spawn laundry maybe. Nice. Go get kitchen. Right.
I'm flashing.
I get kitchen. Yeah, get my kitchen. I need over. I have your kitchen, Alex. I'm staying front. Yeah, I'm staying front.
I'm in front. I'm hiding.
I have the block. I have your kitchen. Right there. I get your front. I'm watching. I get your front. Kitchen dead.
You
One more kitchen. I'm watching. I get your front. I'm like,
two kitchen. Good downhill, guys.
Kitchen dead.
I'm trying it. I'm watch out. Let it blow open. I'm watching.
Let's start going new. I'll see Mike. I want to make sure we secure this. Push it out.
It was Mike.
Open. What's that done? Mike open. They're gonna spawn the back. Mike open. Mike on you. Mike's on you. He's on below you. Mike, nice.
I got you open.
They won't spawn on me.
Open that.
One's back kitchen. Dead. Oh shit, I'm bad. Laundry. We're here.
I got it.
Comms were terrific, and it's just a really good job there. Just kind of a little back and forth combo between, I think it was Cell and RC's inside a kitchen. Just with when to pick it up, stay down, get the help, and then when one player drops, the transition there instantly from Simp. Just a good job when it might get messy, and I guess just keeping it clean.
Well, and it's just always, you heard the names constantly. Like, who was the first person that we were looking for? And it was Major MiDNiTE the entire time. That was the first spawn up. I just always appreciate when teams do that, because I think it makes things so much easier when you find a kill. And we've heard it sometimes, right? Was that the player? Was he the first one up? And that can kind of make things chaotic. But RØKKR, they needed a break there at P5 because they lost that rotation. They get one. It's attached. Now looking for some streaks, maybe to get his team back in the game, but RC's able to win that one-on-one.
Yeah, it just feels like they can't get both subs hot, right? Like, Standy had a great map 1. And it was a bit of a struggle from Attach to late in the game. This time Attach is having a map, but last I saw Standy, he was somewhere around like 4 and 12. So he can't really get anything going. And we're deep into this game, and he has 4 or 5.
Well, I mean, it's just not easy as a sub when you're constantly fighting setups, right? Like, you're fighting across the map. It can be tough. The one hill where maybe you have an advantage is like kitchen, and well, they lost that one pretty early. So yeah, it can be tough as a sub to kind of find the flow of the game. Just you're always fighting into players like Celium and RC's in strong positions, and well, you're still fighting up against the best sub duo in the league. So that's not an easy job at all.
No, it certainly isn't. But can he pick it up, kind of like Attach did in the late moments of that map 1? It is a 60-point lead and growing. Kitchen battle, they should have the numbers here for the trade, but RC's still going to stay up. The one-on-one between him and Major MiDNiTE, and Major MiDNiTE just going to back down for now, wait for the teammates to spawn in, hit it from the other side, but not quite able to win it. RC's still going to lurk for now.
I mean, what a play RC's able to make, though. If he finds that next one onto Attach, maybe that turns into a break right after that, but still, he gives his team some map control so they can have an early push, so aBeZy can do that. And now there's a pinch. Well, RC's, I think he's just going to cut off the reinforcements. But aBeZy trying to go, and well, they go for the pinch. But Standy and Attach, the subs you were looking for, able to hold on as well. They bring it within 30.
No, that's a hell of a hold. Yeah, just due to where the pressure is going to be coming from. They pick up the pinch, they pick it up perfectly. What, once an 80-point or so advantage, now down to around 20. So they are bringing it back, and Standy starting to pick it up, and he is getting swarmed by, I think, 3 FaZe players, as 3 will drop from RØKKR. They'll get into the hard point. They'll start to focus on the mid-map and the rotation. Already backing up is going to be Simp. And they'll give up this final 10 seconds. Go ahead, have it. We'll set up for Garage.
Well, yeah, but again, with 10 seconds left, we saw last time at Garage, that allows that team to push through the middle of the map and maybe spawn them out. But Atlanta FaZe, they hold on to their kill cams, they get that close spawn. Now they are in this setup, so it's a little bit of a staggered push right now as Cell is all the way out towards Ring. Minnesota RØKKR taking a couple of one-on-ones, not waiting for each other right now. These are MiDNiTE though into a good spot.
Just for like new viewers, you kind of break that down, because there was RCs that held the kill cam, and you sometimes see players not do it. When you say that, what are you referring to?
So I think, you know, it happens in COD. When you die, you're immediately skipping the kill cam because you want to spawn up as fast as possible. But in Hardpoint, if you spawn up as fast as possible, that could mean there's timer left at the old hill. And the game is going to put you near the old hill where that objective is. So when we talk about holding the kill cam, the players are waiting for the new objective to pop so that when they spawn in, they're going to spawn close to that new objective.
Yep, and you saw RCs do it there perfectly, but RØKKR do get in with a bit of time left and still keep this close. 40-point advantage still to FaZe. Now the setup over to basketball court. This is what kind of the sequence where they start to run away with the game and really build that big advantage between these next 2 hard points.
Yeah, but look at this pinch. I mean, Sim spawns all the way out. He spawned at Garage. He's got to hike across the map. That's due to Attach his position and Attach and Priest on the flank. They're able to find all 3. Nicely done by Minnesota RØKKR with that pinch. Well, now they have control. Now Atlanta FaZe, they don't have to freak out too much. Maybe throw one more push at this. They still have a 40-point lead, and they can get set up for P5. And I think that's probably what they're going to do. And you do not want to feed streaks to Standy.
Well, look who's picked it up. He was, what, 4-12 at one point. Now up to 14-16. The birthday boy going big. And if they win this game, it might be that break. Basketball court, not an easy one to get it done, but they get it done, and they get it done with the quickness as the beams. They are quality right now. Almost the streaks, but Simp, the headshots simply too strong. Speaking of headshots, there's some more. 10-point game now, headed to courtyard.
And again, he plays his life. He backs down. He doesn't challenge the third. And that was very disciplined from Atlanta FaZe, all right, to fight for mid-map. You're right into their setup. Now they just need 20 seconds, and now they need RØKKR to run at them. That's when it's easy, and 3 go down for RØKKR.
This is the moment. RØKKR have to do it again. They've had a couple of breaks. They do it here. Maybe we continue on. They can't. That is the game. RC's and aBeZy. They line them up. 2 for RCDs as the final second goes through. FaZe remain perfection in the hard points throughout stage 4 as the streak is now up to 8. They close it out. No birthday magic for Standy, but I'll tell you what, I was impressed with RØKKR. That was a battle.
Yeah, hell of a match. It really was. And I mean, Standy's 1 kill away there from getting streaks, and maybe this is a game 5 in the making. But, you know, it's aBeZy and Simp who make the plays on the back half of the game. Stellium and RCs, they're able to lock things in, but it's a much more balanced effort from Atlanta FaZe. This is what they've done all stage long, and yeah, I mean, you just see it there. Everyone positive, right around the same amount of kills, right around the same number of damage. This is what has made Atlanta FaZe so dangerous in Hardpoint.
Yeah, that's exactly what we said coming into it. Do you get the more balanced effort? You do, but...
Well, the second seed it is. We were fighting for the first seed for a spot in the winner's bracket there next weekend. On LAN, baby. Back on LAN next weekend. We will go in from Group Alpha with the number 2 seed, which is good. Maybe.
Could be 3.
Could be 3. Wait, if Optic wins?
If Optic wins, they have the tiebreaker over us, so we'll be 3.
Yo, don't say that. I would just let me live in my alternate reality where that's not the so we could be 3. Could be 3. Depends on that's tomorrow, right? The LA Thieves play Optic tomorrow. Yep. That's when we'll really find out exactly where we are in the group. But regardless, guaranteed we are in the winners bracket for next weekend on LAN. Will Drew in the chat says a 3-1 loss, but a very respectable 3-1 loss. Close maps all series. Definitely agree there. Like,
No
that
doubt.
map 1 was super winnable. Even that raid Hardpoint was super winnable. You know, Sandy had a really slow start. Attach had a really slow start on the map 1 Hardpoint. Merc said it, made a really good point saying, you know, it seems like both of the subs on our team couldn't get hot at the same time. I mean, you had Cell having a little off game here and then. Our cities didn't have his best series. So this was a winnable series for RØKKR. But it kind of goes back to your point at the beginning, Icon, of like, you have to all be perfect, all firing off cylinders to try to take a dub over Atlanta. So what's like your main takeaway from the match here, from I guess what I've been calling a benchmark match? Are we mad decent?
Yeah, I guess starting with that map 4 there, I really think that, again, Standy is incredible. I think that what he's done for Minnesota as a roster as a whole, I think he's totally changed the projection of where the squad is going. But every once in a while, he gets super overly aggressive. Right at the end there, as it was rotating over towards P5, if he gets one more kill, he gets streaks. And against a team like Atlanta, it's going to be really tough with how cohesive they play to break that P5 if you don't have streaks. If he just resets, maybe goes ring, tries to just play a little bit more patiently and get one more kill, and he gets a streak, then all of a sudden you're able to invest that streak, try to at least get 1 or 2 inside that P5 you can retake. And if it eventually, I mean, I know this is thinking way down the line, but if it goes back to P2, you're coming from P4 in that last set of rotation. So you would have control of that left-hand side of the map. I don't think it would have gotten that far, but still, the point stands. Just maybe play a little bit more patiently. You did mention, as we were talking about it, that very well likely could have, you know, a BZ could have been called out as being weak or something, which is why he just went for it. I guess that's something that we'll never know. But still, I guess if you're looking at the series as a whole, that hard point on Garrison, that map 1, you get one more squad wipe there, you take that map 1, and now all of a sudden it would be 2-2 and we'd be heading to S&D on Express. So both of those hard points, we were 1 or 2 plays away from winning either of those. And I think if you're looking for something to be confident about as we're heading into this stage 4 major, it's that, okay, we just played the best squad that there is in the world, and we were 1 play away on both of those hard points from winning both of those. So got to give them their respects. They're an unbelievable squad. It's what they do in those clutch moments. Atlanta just clutches up. They just have that factor, but got to be feeling good as you're heading into the major.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I don't want to say it's like expected that Minnesota would lose there, but you look at everyone that FaZe has played, even, yeah, going back this whole stage, like, they just move around at will. They dropped 2 maps that entire stage, and we just took 1 off of them, right? So it, you know, we're against all odds. I do think, you know, if you're looking at it as a benchmark series, and we were able to hang with the best team in the game. But you know, this all sets up to, like we say, you know, next weekend is the next time that RØKKR will play. I do not know the exact date and time for you just yet, because it will depend on the seed that we get, and that will likely not be decided. Actually, no, it for sure will not be decided until the last match of the day tomorrow, which is Sunday, when Optic is going to play LA Thieves. The winner and loser of that match will dictate where we play seeding-wise. If Optic wins, we will get the 3rd seed. If LA Thieves wins, we will get the 2nd seed. I'm conflicted, Icon, because like we are 10 points behind LA Thieves right now on the standings. So if Optic were to beat them and we're going into the majors as winners, like it's a pretty good chance that we could take that 6th spot away from them in the overall standing. So lots to look forward to. Next weekend's going to be freaking amazing. I'm so excited. The co-stream's going to be buck wild. Icon, I'm so sorry you can't make it. You're going out of town. I'm sure it's going to be freaking awesome. But whoo, it's going to be lit, dude. Yeah, so like I said, guys, I don't know exactly when we play next. Definitely make sure to follow our Twitter. We always tweet out like a schedule and when we play and all that stuff. So I don't know, man. Obviously, it feels bad to lose, especially when it was winnable. Like, those were winnable maps. Go up 3 rounds in the search. Okay, yeah, they turned it on. Nice. Winnable map 1. Won the map 3. Winnable map 4. there's a lot of good things to take away today. Would have been nice if RØKKR could have won it and got the first seed, but ultimately he looked pretty damn good against the best team. So
Yep.
not feeling too bad.
I'll just say kind of closing thoughts here is that going into Sunday, you made a really good point about we're only 10 CDL points behind LA Thieves. So maybe you are, I mean, second seed, third seed, there's not really too much of a difference there. And when you look across at who you might be playing, you got Florida, you got Toronto, you got Dallas kind of all vying for that second and third seed there. So whether you're second or third, I'm not really sure it makes too much of a difference. So who knows? I am looking forward to that matchup. I think Optic versus that new LA Thieves roster, I think that'll be a dope match to watch. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, either way, got to feel comfortable going into the major, and you just had a really good performance against the best team in the world.
Yeah, it feels good, man. And honestly, the rest of the matches this weekend are basically bangers. You got Dallas versus Florida, which they're not in our group, but there's a ton of seeding implication, like IKON just alluded to, in that group right now for that match. And then, yeah, dude, I'm going to be tuned in to the Optic LA Thieves match. Hopefully Optic can win it. Although they would give us a third seed, I think I'd rather take a points lead because I don't know what's the real difference between second and third. I don't know. Anyway, we'll see. But anyways, guys, thank you everyone for watching. Really appreciate you guys coming out to the co-stream. We do co-stream all of the RØKKR matches right here. You can see the whole regular CDL feed, but also get, you know, some fun vibes, hopefully, and some strategical talk. I mean, hey, it's a vibe for me anyway. I have a really good time doing the show. But with that being said, we will be back obviously next weekend for Major 4 on LAN. But before then, we will actually be back on Tuesday the 15th at 7:30 Central Time for the Rotation Podcast. We talk all things RØKKR and CDL news. It's going to be fun. So I'll see you guys then. Anyway, have a great day, everyone. We'll catch you next time.